gentlemen, I hope you're all having an amazing day. Welcome to the That Boy Brian. So today I've got with us a very special guest. We got ColeTheMan. If you guys don't know who Cole is, I don't know where you've been for the past couple of years. This man has absolutely gone crazy on the 2K YouTube scene. If you don't know Cole, and I'll let him introduce himself in a second here, but just some quick stats. He's a 2K YouTuber, makes park videos. He's got over 740,000 subscribers and as well as 80,000 followers on Twitch. So Cole, I appreciate you coming out and giving me this opportunity, man. It should be fun.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for letting me on here. I always look forward to doing this type of stuff. But yeah, my name's Cole. Real name is Cole. I make 2K content. Started like 5 years ago, 5.5 years ago, somewhere around. That's crazy. I think it's been 5 years.
Yeah.
But yeah, I make content based around 2K. So yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah. So yeah, let's just jump right into that. That's a good place to start, I think. Like kind of like how you started making content. So my first question I guess I'm going to ask is what got you first into making content, and like what made you first like want to upload your gameplay and stuff like that to online on YouTube?
Well, first of all, like it just started from like just the love of 2K, just playing 2K just as a kid. Like I started, my first 2K ever was 2K11. So I played 2K heavy back then. And yeah, then I looked up to other content creators. I found out like people actually made YouTube videos based on 2K, like Chris Move, Stacks Montana, Juice Man, lots of different my career content creators back then. So that's what got me into it, and that's what wanted to make me start posting 2K content.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, and I feel the exact same way. Like the way I started like wanting to make videos was by the same. Chris Smoove was probably the first guy that I ever watched. I think like anybody who plays 2K has watched Chris Smoove.
Yeah, he's like the OG.
Oh yeah, he is the most OG, if you will. So that's really cool. So you say you started 5 years ago, and so like when did you start like first seeing like real traction on your channel? Like you were starting to like gain views and stuff like that, and like at what point in your YouTube like career, I guess, like how long after you started?
Yeah, so I started just uploading content, just joking around, having fun with it at the summer after I graduated high school. So I was just like making content. I was about to go to college and stuff like that. And then my first semester of college, NBA 2K16 came out, and I was just posting content like just tip videos and stuff like that. And I noticed I started to gain traction from that. Excuse me. But yeah, no, I started posting how to rep up, best dribble move videos and stuff like that. And that's when I started getting like 1,000 to 10,000 views a video. And I was like, wow, I can actually make some money from this.
Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, it's crazy how like you see people, especially like in gaming, the gaming industry, like people it's so quick to blow up. Like you could be going on for 2, 5, 10 years even, and then like one video or two videos, and then bang, you got like thousands of views every time.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that was, you said like that was the summer after you graduated from high school.
Yeah, it was probably about it was my freshman year of college, so it was like maybe in the fall, winter time, and then spring I started to get around like 5,000 to 6,000 views a video. And I was like, wow, like, I was making a couple hundred a month.
Right.
But back then, like I was working at the same time.
No,
I was like, wow, like this is extra cash. Like I can actually turn this into a career. So
right. That's really, really cool to see how you kind of like turn like something that you like enjoy doing, and you realized, oh wow, this could really be like a job or a full-time living. That's really dope. So that was like 2017, like 2016.
That was the end of. Yeah, around 2016. Yeah, early 2016. Yeah.
Cool. So let's see what I was gonna go from there. So obviously now you have over 740,000 subs. You got like over 100,000 views per video, like on average. Like you're streaming, got people watching on Twitch. Like that's what would you say is your well? Let me ask this first. Do you like videos or streaming more? Like if you could get the same amount of views for whichever one you did. Let's say you got 100,000. Let's say 100,000 views, and you could stream or make a video, which one would you rather do?
That's a good one, because from me just having fun, I would rather do YouTube videos. I prefer YouTube over Twitch because Twitch is very time consuming, right? YouTube is, I just hop on like normal. Like me, when I play the game off camera is the same way as when I play on camera. I'm making jokes with my friends, and literally I just record it and I post it. And that's my job. That's literally my job.
Right.
But if I were to pull like, if I pull like 100,000 views on YouTube, right? and I pull 100,000 viewers on Twitch,
Mm.
that's like
It's a huge
on
difference.
Twitch. If you run an ad with 100,000 viewers,
Yeah.
you're gonna make a lot of money from that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
From financial side, like I would probably take the Twitch if I pulled 100,000 viewers every time.
Mhm.
But for me having fun and doing what I'm doing right now, I would definitely say YouTube.
Yeah, I like that answer. That's a smart answer, and I feel the same way. Like I've streamed before on YouTube, and I just feel
Mhm.
like I have more fun making videos. I think it's
Yeah.
also kind of easier to make videos,
Hmm.
because you can always get like try again. You don't need to do it in the first take. Like once you're streaming, it's live, so you never
Yeah.
know what could happen there. So let's think. So for YouTube, like not streaming right now, we'll talk about that maybe a little later. But for like the videos, like what does a normal like day of recording look like for you? Like what's your like daily like routine when you want to record a video? Like all right, I'm recording a
Yeah.
video today.
So typically, like, so I like to keep it natural. Like, I don't like to have it like forced.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not gonna have someone. Most of my friends get on at night. So typically, I just get on at nighttime, like 9 o'clock. It could be midnight. And I'll just hit up Quizzy. I'll hit up Gimme,
Yeah.
and I'll be like, "Yo, let's record this video, and let's just have fun doing it." So I always record at night. I never record during the day because typically I'm on at nighttime.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of people just get on at night after their jobs or whatever they got to do.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about something that this is a kind of different topic. We can come back to YouTube later if we want, but let's talk about something that you made a video on last year, and it was it's actually one of my favorite videos that you've ever made. And it's not a 2K video; it's the video where you paid off your friend's student loans. That was about a year ago in September, as I see here from my notes. Can you just talk about kind of what, if I'm not mistaken, your friend's name was Landon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If can you just talk about kind of your experience with him, like how you guys met, like what he means to you and what it meant to you to be able to pay off his student loans? Because it was a touching video. Like I love those videos.
Yeah.
They're really like inspiring. So I loved it. So I just want to talk a little bit that, if you don't mind.
Yeah, for sure. Nah, Landon's he's a day one. I met him my sophomore year of high school. I met him at church. So I was going to a church a lot back then. And he was actually my like he went to our church and he was kind of like a counselor in a way, or like he helped us out a lot. And that's how I met him. And we got really close. And I just went over to his house a lot. We played 2K, watched sports, watched basketball or whatever. And I got close to him back then. And ever since then, like, I don't really, like, I just looked at him. I looked up to him as like, he gave lots of advice on life. He helped me out a lot back then. And yeah, Landon's just like, I can like genuinely say he's like my best friend.
Yeah, that's great.
Still to this day. Like he saw me like literally the day I uploaded my first video, he was there like watching it. Cool. And I showed him and he was so interested in when I first, like, he's been there with me since day one. So he knows my whole journey. So yeah, Landon means a lot. And then going to the me paying off his debt. Like I said, Landon's been a day one. So I feel like it was only right to give back. Sure. Back in 2K16, 2K17, I didn't have good internet at my parents' place. And I literally had like a 1-up, barely a 1-up. Like it was terrible. And one upload. So I went over to his house and he said, "Hey, you're welcome to stay here." He provided food down in the basement.
That's amazing.
It was dope.
That's
like
incredible.
A whole room. He gave me a fire desk, a gaming chair. He was like, "Look, you can sit here, you can record. I don't care how loud you are." Meanwhile, just know he has a wife and kids.
That's insane.
Yeah, like he's a good person, and he's been there with me like since day one, like I said. So I felt like it was only right to give back, and when I gave him that money, it felt way better than me getting my first sports car. Like when I got my i8, like that. When giving him $6,000 felt so much better than that. So
yeah, for sure. It's always nice to like be able to give back, especially with someone like you're saying here, who's kind of helped you along the way or giving you like that space to record. Like that's insane. Like that's really, really nice. And a lot of people, it's always nice to see people giving back, especially to people who mean a lot to them, like that, like family or close friends.
For sure. Yeah, he like just I don't know, like he's the true definition of like an actual friend, because like I've had people kind of hit me up after, like I'm not clouded or like huge by any means, but like I've had some success and like people have hit me up and asked me for like money or like even close family. Like they hit me up when I'm not really close with them, and they out of nowhere they hit me up and ask for money or
Yeah, you
ask
know
for
how
this
that
and ask for
goes.
that. Yeah, like,
Yeah.
and he's never been the type. He said I will never change. And I think in the video he said that our friendship is priceless. So
Mm.
that meant a lot to me.
Yeah, that's incredible. It's a very
Yeah.
nice story, and you, yeah, just the part where you just said right now. He said like, "I'll never ask for money." Like that's just like you said,
Yeah.
a true friend. That's amazing, man. So you mentioned getting your i8, and now recently you got yourself a new Tesla, if I'm
I
not
did.
mistaken.
Yes.
So that's a huge purchase. Congrats on that.
Thank you.
Was that always something like that you wanted to get, or like what kind of inspired that change from, because you had the Lamborghini, right? Didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what inspired that change from the Lambo over to the Tesla?
Well, the Lamborghini was like, so when I bought it, I was living in Florida.
Right.
So I was living in South Beach. Like it was the perfect area to have that.
Yeah.
It looked normal. Like a lot of people drove Lamborghinis, sports cars, and stuff like that. So it fit in. And whenever the overtime situation happened
Mm-hmm.
and overtime ended, sorry, excuse me, I moved back to my hometown where I grew up, and a Lamborghini is not a good car to have here. Like
I
I
got you.
don't I don't live in a terrible area, but I don't live in like the nicest area either. Um, but it's a pretty good area. But yeah, like one day I had two guys roll up on me, and
Mm.
you know what I'm saying, like with a sports car, the Lamborghini, and I don't right now I don't have any. I'm not registered to have a gun. I need to get one. But the car, it's a great car and everything, but it just didn't fit in here in Georgia.
Right.
So
No,
I
yeah, that's
uh,
understandable.
I just want to get something that's still fast, and not as flashy. So I just want to get a Tesla, and way cheaper too. Way
Right.
way
Oh
cheaper.
yeah, for sure. And Teslas are amazing car. Like it's
Yeah.
one of that's definitely something that I want to get when I
Yeah.
get like a car or whatever. Like one of my dream cars, even like that's Teslas are very nice cars.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you talked about how you lived in Miami,
Mhm.
and how you had the whole. Are you comfortable talking about the overtime situation a little bit?
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, yeah.
So what? How did the overtime and the TW situation kind of like change you in a way? And what are some positives you took away from a tough situation? Because that was a couple months long thing, huh? Like
Yeah,
it took a couple months, kind of confusion, like
yeah.
So like, how did it like change you? What are some like positives you took away from it? And yeah, like I guess that's what I'm asking.
Well, joining overtime, like that was a dope opportunity. Obviously things didn't work out. Overtime had some interest in us that we couldn't provide at the time. Um, and it just didn't work out. But yeah, I mean, joining overtime was dope. Just in general, like literally like starting a team witness, and then as big like of an organization as like overtime is, they're coming to us just like was a huge deal, and that's like
Right.
an accomplishment in my opinion, just like that big of a company coming to you. But yeah, I mean, like things ended and not so on the great, like not a great ending. But I think a good lookout or an outlook is like, um, how do I word this? It's kind of like I think everything happens for a reason, not to sound
Yeah.
cliche,
No, for
but
sure.
I think that happening really caused me just to I wanted to get out of the house and just come back to where I started. Because when I was in overtime in that ginormous house, the house was worth like $8 million.
Mm,
It
that's
was
crazy.
huge, and like we weren't paying a dime. Overtime was paying the whole thing,
That's amazing.
and we were in there rent free. And that's when I was probably the most depressed in my life. Like it was
Really,
bad. It was actually really bad.
that's
I wasn't
crazy.
uploading. I was probably uploading once or twice a week max. I was drinking a lot. I had lots of distractions, and I knew the best way to cut that out was to move back to Georgia and go back to where I started. And that gave me lots of motivation for sure. So I think the outcome, like that's the most positive outcome is me leaving, if that makes sense.
No, first that makes a ton of sense. And what you said was, and you, I even saw it. Like obviously, I've watched you since probably the beginning of 2K19 ish, maybe like late 2K18. And
Hmm.
from watching you through that whole situation, after you did leave and you went back to your hometown and back into Georgia, like your view, not even your views, your video quality, it kind of just went up. You uploaded a lot more,
Yeah.
and I think I remember hearing you say like in a video or like something. I heard you saying like, yeah, like that was obviously, like you said just now, a cool opportunity, a great opportunity, but now you're a lot more like, you know what you want. You're a lot more focused on your job, which is
Hmm.
very important. And that's great.
Yeah.
So with, while you guys were down in Miami, you guys obviously collabed with people, part of that being Too Hype. Too
Hmm.
Hype, one of my favorite groups,
Oh yeah.
organizations. I love those guys. So that was probably a dope opportunity to meet them and to collab with them on videos. So if there was any other either group or YouTuber that you would want to have, like you're almost like your dream collab with like a YouTuber? Who would it be and why?
Oh, by far, it would be Danny Duncan for sure,
Danny Duncan.
100%. Danny Duncan's just like, he doesn't give a fuck at all. He does
Mhm.
not care.
Yeah.
And he's a grinder, you know what I'm saying? He the type of videos he makes, he can't pump out daily videos, but
Right.
he uploads once or twice a week. And yeah, he's definitely my inspiration. Me, like, I finally found out who he was like halfway through 2K18.
Mhm.
I found his channel, and like, he really motivates me just like see how his personality is. And I listen to lots of podcasts that
Mhm.
he's on, and he gives good advice. So it'd 100% be Danny Duncan. Like, I would love to collab with him.
Yeah, that's
I don't know how that
cool.
would happen, like, because I do 2K, but if
Yeah.
I were to ever move to IRL content, I would 100%
Right.
collab with Danny Duncan. Yeah.
Right. And have you ever, speaking of IRL, have you ever thought about making that transition, or do you think that with the way that games, well, especially now, we don't know how next gen is going to be, which we'll get into like right after we get into this. But do you ever think that you'll ever make the change from 2K into IRL content, or do you think like once you're done with 2K, you're kind of just going to do something else with your life?
Yeah, so I think eventually I will, but I want to make the transition as natural as possible. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
I've tried to do some IRL content, and it felt really
Mhm.
forced.
I
And I
remember
see
some of
lots of
those.
people. You said what?
I remember some of those, and you made
Yeah,
down in
yeah,
Miami.
yeah. Like, some of them were cool. Maybe incorporating 2K a little bit in the IRL content is
Yeah.
dope. But for me, moving to IRL content, I want to be as natural as possible, like I said. And I don't think lots of people say, oh, once you like hit a certain amount of subs for gaming, now's the time to move to IRL content. I don't think that's the case. I think it's like naturally I like sitting down. Like, I'm a homebody. I like playing
Mhm.
games. I
Yeah.
like recording myself doing that. So I don't want to record something like that I don't
That
enjoy
you're not
or
enjoying.
it's like
Exactly.
forced. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah, I definitely
So
feel that.
eventually I do want to move into IRL content, but it's gonna want to like I want it to be content that I want to make.
Right. So,
Yeah.
have you ever thought about making a change into different types of gaming content, like, or maybe even streaming different content? I saw you put out a tweet literally earlier today asking like what else
Yeah.
people would watch on stream or on stream. Because obviously, for me at least, obviously it's different. Like you are doing it as a job, but I'm just more doing it as like a hobby, trying to make it into
Yeah.
something. But like the games they take a toll on you, especially when the game isn't fun to play. Like you don't want to play it, but you realize, okay, I have to play it because it's like my job. For in your case,
Yeah.
like, so do you think that you would ever like change into a different game or stream a different game while still uploading 2K?
Yeah, so I would definitely stream a different game. But right now, like where I'm at, my fan base on YouTube is strictly 2K.
Right.
So I would not like all of a sudden just post like I don't know, like maybe like a game that's trending, like Among Us for sure. Like I might
Mm-hmm.
post something like that. But I wouldn't just say, oh, let me post a Call of Duty
Yeah.
gameplay. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, no,
and
that
my
makes
fan
sense.
base is based around 2K, so they want to see that. But
Yeah.
when it comes to streaming, I definitely want to like do different stuff, like just hop on GTA, do
Yeah.
role play, GTA role play. Like,
Yeah.
I think on Twitch, I definitely want to start hopping into different games. IRL content on Twitch, something like that. But for YouTube right now, I want to stick to 2K.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And like you said, if you ever were to change content on YouTube, you want it to be a natural process so that those same people will still follow you.
Exactly.
Obviously you have like almost 800,000 subscribers. I'm sure a bunch of them would still follow, but you want to make sure you can convert as many of those people into that new content if you were to take that jump,
Yeah, exactly. Like, I do have a second channel. I haven't posted on it yet, but I'm definitely going to start posting, like maybe a few reaction videos to something that's trending.
Right.
I
Yeah.
might do. I'm going to post like my new car, my Tesla, on there. Might post like a gaming like room tour, something that's like people are interested in.
Yeah.
So I'll definitely start doing that.
No, yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, that's the second channel, stuff like that. I feel like I've seen so many people. Like someone I watch, Courage JD. I'm sure you know who that is. Yeah, I watch him a lot, and I was watching his second channel. He made it like a couple months ago. It's already at like 300,000 subscribers, and it's just other like reactions, like you said, reactions like car reviews, stuff, stuff like that. And it's crazy to see how like he keeps his same fan base, like or the majority of his fan base is 3 million subscribers on YouTube for his, his Call of Duty, his Among Us, whatever he's
Yeah.
going on now. But then on the other channel, there's still a audience for other things that he enjoys doing that will still give him the views, which is so cool to see.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so let's talk about 2K and next gen a little bit. So obviously this year was so far it's been kind of a dud. The game is not nearly what we anticipated, but
Yeah.
we all kind of have the hopes that next gen will kind of revive it and make it that experience that we always enjoy. So let's start with parks, because obviously you're a park guy. You make all your park content, and that's something I enjoy as well. So I figured we could talk about that. So Would you rather see next year? We know that the neighborhood's gone. Would you rather
Yep.
see 3 new parks, or would you rather see the return of Sunset, Old Town, and Rivet?
Three
Just
new
like
parks.
3 new parks.
100% 3 new parks. I want
Yeah.
like 3 new. It could be affiliations or whatever. Like
Mhm.
the past was dope. Like it was cool, but I
Yeah.
want something new.
I 100% agree. What
So
do you
yeah.
think if you? So I heard that they might be doing like a city type thing. Like I don't know what
Hmm.
the rumors mean, but like if you could pick, if you were working for 2K and you could propose an idea for like different affiliations or cities, like what was your like ideal situation be with the parks? Like what would you make?
I would 100% like have 3 different parks for sure. Now like affiliation names or something like that, I'm not sure. I would do it like based around like a city. So
Hmm.
like you could have something like Atlanta, or you could have somewhere in Chicago. Like kind of like for example, like you know how they had the Rivet City Rough Riders
Yep.
back like 2K15, 2K16,
Hmm.
like it was like just like down and dirty
Yep.
area. You could have something like that, like a city that kind of like looks like that,
Yeah,
or you
I
could
got
have
you.
like, you know what I'm saying, like Sunset Beach Ballers. You could do that in LA,
Yeah, or
and
Miami. Yeah.
like, well, I don't know if NBA Live like has the rights
Oh
to
yeah,
that what is it called? What's
Venice
the
Beach.
court called?
They had
Venice,
it
yeah,
at Venice Beach.
yeah, Venice
Yeah,
Beach. But like something like that would be dope. If
yeah.
2K could base it around there, because Venice Beach, like, if 2K could put that in the game,
That'd be
that'd be
fire.
dope.
That'd
Yeah,
be so fire. I think like this year they kind of went for like the beach thing. It didn't really work out. It's kind of like the
yeah,
same layout. It's kind of tough to get around areas. It's almost like 2K18 again with like the
yeah.
got to run all
Like,
the way around.
yeah, a lot of people aren't talking about that. The neighborhood in this game is kind of weird. Like,
Yeah,
but yeah, and it's like technically on the beach, but like it's not close enough to the water. Like if the courts were like actually on the sand
yeah,
in current gen, that'd look dope.
yeah. That would be cool. I'm excited to see what they do. I think that they kind of have to put out a good game with next gen because they hyped it up so much. Like
Oh
they're one of the
yeah,
only companies as far as sports gaming goes that's making an entirely new game for next gen. Like you see games like Madden and FIFA and whatever you want to say. Like they're not making new games; they're just
yeah,
transferring it over. Like this is a completely new NBA 2K. They need to produce and come through here with a good game.
yeah, exactly.
So with with 2K again, continuing on with 2K, what's like the one thing that you want to see aside from parks, I guess, what was like the one thing you want to see changed in next gen or like improved?
Um, for gameplay, I would definitely want to see no like canned animations. You getting stuck in animations,
Oh yeah.
and I would want to see lots like this fast paced gameplay like
Yeah.
2K16, like really fast. Um, and like what they've showed so far is really good. Like obviously, like pie charts are out of the game, so
Yeah.
that's a W. I knew from the get go that was a W because that
Hmm.
kind of goes back to the days of 2K16
Yeah,
where you just made a
exactly.
player and you adjusted the stats.
Buy
So
whatever you
now
want.
you
Yeah.
don't have to be like a lockdown to have like good lateral quickness on defense.
Right.
So like that type of stuff is I definitely want in the game, just fast paced. That's 100% what I
I
want.
definitely agree with that. With seeing that there's no pie charts, and I think that the pie charts idea was cool, but
Yeah.
I don't know, it kind of didn't work because we know how it is. Like, you pick a like the pure red pie chart, but you're still able to shoot with like a 43,
Yeah,
whatever. It's like
exactly.
it doesn't even matter what you pick, which is when you get those crazy builds like we had last year, like the two-way slashing playmaker and all that good
Hmm.
stuff. So yeah, I think that's definitely a definitely an improvement. Hopefully it works out. And what about the new takeover system? I don't know if you've seen much of it, but it's kind of like you have to. It's like different, like broken down. It's
Yeah.
kind of confusing actually. But like, what do you think of it? Like, do you think that
I think
takeover
it's
in general? Like, what do you think about it?
I do like I do definitely agree with how take the new takeover system is. So like they have so for example like shot creator takeover. There's 3 different. There's like one that makes you break ankles when you do a spin jumper.
Hmm.
There's one that just helps you with just it boost like immediately boost your off jumper shots. And so there's like 3 different types of like each takeover, which I
Right.
do like, and that will definitely like diverse like builds and stuff like
That's
that.
that's
So
a
I think
huge
I think
thing.
that's a W for sure. Like I don't really know how much more they could do. Maybe like in 2K22, like I don't know what else they can do.
Hmm.
Maybe a whole new system. I
Yeah,
don't know.
that's a big thing. What you said, like diversify the gameplay. Because I feel like with 2K, at least in the past couple years, from my experience, everything kind of feels the same. Like you're playing the same builds. Like every guard is like the same build. Like, you don't really
Yep.
get a lot of diversity. As far as the dribble moves, even like dribble moves is a whole other thing. Like we need some new dribble moves that can
Oh
like
yeah,
just something because everyone's doing the same moves. Like last year it was like the quick stop and all that stuff. Like it's just like
yep,
everyone's doing the exact same moves. This year it's like the momentum, then the Curry behind the back. You know what I mean? There's all
yeah.
these
Everyone
different things.
spams Curry
I
behind the
know
back.
it's everything that we see some diversity as you said. So hopefully that does work out.
Yeah.
Um, let's talk about next gen. Are you planning on getting both consoles for your content purposes, for collabs with people, or just one? Which one are
Yeah.
you looking into?
So whenever the consoles went out for pre-order, I was trying to buy as many as I could because like I was gonna
Resell.
resell a couple,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
just for some extra cash. But I ended up just getting the PS4. I mean the PS4. And I get the PlayStation 5.
yeah.
I get that on Amazon on the 12th.
Mm-hmm.
Supposedly that's what I'm supposed to get.
Yeah.
But I also copped the Xbox Series X, and I'm gonna get that in person on the 10th for pickup. So yeah, I'm gonna have both consoles. I'm gonna play Xbox for the first couple of days because I'll have that earlier,
Mm-hmm.
just for like content
That
purposes, for
makes sense.
videos,
Right. Yeah.
for streaming and stuff like that. But probably like a week into it, I will put my Xbox like in the living room and put
Yeah.
my PS5 in here because like all my friends are gonna be on PS5 and most of the
PS5.
content creators are gonna be on PS5 as well.
Yeah, PS5 is like a W, honestly. Like
Yeah.
I think obviously it's next gen. It's gonna look good. I hope it's good. It should be good. It looks really. It looks. It's always exciting. Like for me, at least, getting like a new console. It's like you're literally playing like a brand new. Not even just a game. Like just a brand new system. It's always cool, like fun unboxing it and all that stuff.
Yeah,
It's a lot of
it's
fun.
definitely exciting.
Yeah, for sure. So all right, let's transition a little bit into more of like some of your like goals for the future, some milestones you've hit, and like things that like are very like important to you as far as that goes. So, what would you say is your biggest milestone that you've hit so far in your as far as YouTube goes?
Biggest milestone. I would just say just being financially stable, like the fact that I can like,
It's a good answer.
yeah, like not even just saying like that I'm like, because I'm not filthy rich at all,
Right.
but like just the fact that if I wanted to like get new equipment, or get the new console, because I remember when I was younger I couldn't afford it. Like
Oh yeah.
my parents would make me like work for it. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
for sure.
So the fact that I can just like get a new camera if I wanted, that's like $2,000 or $3,000, I can do that. So that's like
100%.
I feel like one of my biggest accomplishments. Other than that, I would say just I would never thought I would get this far on YouTube, be like as big as I am, like
Yeah.
700K. Like I would never think I would, like back then, like 5 years ago, I would have never thought that.
For sure.
So I would say those are like my biggest accomplishments for sure.
Those are great answers. I like financially stable is just a huge thing. I think a lot of people just think that these like that YouTubers in general, especially people with like hundreds of thousands or even tens of thousands of subscribers, people think that there's like these crazy rich people. When in reality, I mean, there are really only like the biggest of big
Yeah.
YouTubers, like people like like Mr. Beast, David Dobrik, Jake, people
Oh
like that.
yeah.
Like those are like the filthy rich people. Like not everybody just has money to throw around, but like you said, financially stable is a huge thing, and that's really nice to hear that you're able to
Yeah.
kind of have that at your disposal there. That's nice.
Mhm.
And so you want to hit a mill? Of course you do. When do you think?
Of course.
When do you want to, like, if you could pinpoint a date? I don't know if you like doing that or not, but like if you could set
Yeah.
like a goal, like when would you say you want to hit 1 million by?
I want to hit 1 million by I would say July or August of 2021.
Yeah, that's it.
So and a little bit less than a year, I want to hit 1 million subs.
I could definitely see you getting there. Like if you look, guys, if you're watching this or listening to this, wherever you're watching or listening on YouTube, or if I put it on Apple Podcasts or whatever, Spotify, Cole's videos are getting over easy over 100,000 per video, and this is on a game 2K21 on PS4. We're recording this on the 28th of October. I don't know when you're going to see it, but it's going to be before next gen comes out. But this game is not like it's almost a dead game. Like, can we agree? Like, it's pretty much a dead game. Like,
there was more hype around 2K20 in August than there was around 2K21 current gen right now.
Exactly. It is not a exciting game to most people, yet the content that Cole is putting out is still getting hundreds of thousands of views, and it's amazing quality content. I can 100% see you getting to that million. Honestly, if not sooner, like I can definitely see you getting it before 2K22.
Yeah, drops. I think the viewership on next gen is going to be really good. And right now, I'm just kind of like, there's not too much content to post on current gen. Like, I don't want to. There's lots of video ideas. Like, for example, like I want to have I want to play 2K with my mom. I'm not going to do
Yeah.
that on current gen. I'm just going to wait till next gen to do that. So that's why I'm posting like every 2 to 3 days right now. But yeah, I'm just really I'm
Yeah,
ready
that
for that
makes
next
sense.
gen,
You want to
bro.
save your ideas so that when people are searching it all up, it's crazy because not a lot of people are
Yep.
searching it now. Plus, we're
Yeah.
getting into quarter 4, like the final quarter of the year. The ad revenue goes up, the viewership
Yep.
goes up. Everything's the companies are buying the ads, all that stuff.
Yep.
So that's exciting. All right, let's talk. Let's continue on. We're talking about goals and stuff like that. So, or actually, let's talk about like some advice. We'll talk
Mhm.
about. I have two. Like, I have a question, and like a follow up question. So, if you could give advice to like anybody who's trying to become a content creator or who's like smaller, trying to grow, like whether in gaming or just in general on YouTube, like what would your biggest piece of advice be from your own experiences?
Okay, so from my personal experience, when I first started, I was like really camera shy. I did content for 2.5 years with no camera.
Mm.
Because I was just really shy about that. Like YouTube has actually helped me a lot just become like extroverted in a way because
No,
I'm
for
still
sure.
technically an introvert. Like I don't like to talk to people still. But YouTube has definitely helped me with that. And I think like so back then I started making content with no face cam. But like the main reason I was doing that was because I wasn't really entertaining. Like
Yeah.
I know how to, make jokes now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
But
got you. I
back
got you.
then, yeah, exactly. So, but back then the content I made was based on how could people find me, right?
Oh
So if
yeah,
I post a video like titled how I title it now, my videos would not get out there at
for
all.
sure.
Like if I post like, oh, I'm the best dribbler on 2K20, right? Or 2K21,
I
right? That's
got
not
you.
gonna get any views. So back then when I first started, shout out to my boy Breeze. He put me on, like he showed me how to get views, and stuff like that. He showed me the blueprint.
Hmm.
And so I started making videos like how to dribble, how to break ankles, best jump shot. So I was like strictly making videos based on the search engine, so people can look up, what are the best dribble moves, and my video pops up. It's all about putting in keywords in the title, how to break ankles, best dribble moves. So like when you go back to 2K17 and look at my videos, beginning of the year, they're all tip videos.
Yep.
So for gaming, that's my experience. I wouldn't really know how to give advice on like if you want to start IRL content
Right. Yeah.
because I don't have too much experience in that.
Mhm.
But for gaming, for 2K, and really any game, like tip videos really get you out there for
For
sure.
sure. Even if for someone like me, like I'm almost at like what 2,000, I think subscribers. I'm like 50 away, something like that. Like my biggest videos are like tip videos. Last
Mm-hmm.
year, or I had a jump shot video, like the best jump shots, like over 40,000 views. That's by
Yep.
far my most viewed video of all time. So and even this year, I've uploaded I think 3 2K21 videos, which is not what I expected. But I'm not gonna, like you said earlier, I'm not gonna force myself to upload something that I'm not enjoying, especially because
Yeah.
I want to upload it when next gen comes out. So it's like I'm not gonna force it now, especially because I'm a lot smaller. It's not like my job yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But those videos, there were two of them were dribble tutorials, each of them over 5K views. Like
Yep.
it's just all about timing when you post them, and like you said, the keyword. That's a great piece of advice. So the follow up I had to that was, what's something that you would tell your younger self? Like if like right now, if you can go back, tell your younger self something like before you started YouTube, like if you were just trying to get into it, like what would you tell yourself?
Uh, I would tell myself to grind and just focus on being happy. Don't focus on having materialistic
Oh
things
yeah.
100% because um, I learned that quick. Like when I got the Lamborghini, it was good for the first couple months.
Mm-hmm.
And like when you have the best stuff, like naturally you're gonna want to keep like, what can I get next? You
Mm-hmm.
really can't get like, I mean, you can obviously get a little better than a Lamborghini, but like that's one of the best sports cars ever.
That's one of
The
yeah.
Huracan, it was a 2017. But if I were to go back, I would tell myself to just focus on being happy and not and like focus on things that's gonna make you happy.
For
Um,
sure.
and don't focus on materialistic things because those things will never make you happy.
For sure. I 100% agree with that. Like, and I even am seeing it now. Like, obviously, I'm younger and I don't have as big of a following, but like, it's the same thing. Like, for me, like right now, what I was just saying, like, I wasn't enjoying 2K. So, yeah, despite getting, like I said, I got 5K views. Like, the first couple of days these videos went out, I posted them like the day after the game came out. These
Mm-hmm.
videos are going well. It's not like I wasn't getting the views, but it's not, I wasn't enjoying it. And that's so essential to life in general, just like being
Mm-hmm.
happy. Because if you're not happy, you're not going to do good work. You're not going to be motivated, and you're just going to, nothing's going to work out for you. You have to enjoy what you're doing in order to like make it something, whatever
Yeah,
your
exactly.
future
Like
goals.
that's another piece of advice. If you're looking to start content, like if you're starting content creation and you're looking strictly just to get paid from it, you're going to quit very soon because you're going to be looking for views. You're going to be looking just for instant success. And that's not going to happen. Like
Never.
it took me many years like of hard work to get where I'm at. And thankfully I started when I was younger. But at the same time, like there's going to be a lot of people that they look at this as like easy money, and it's not. It's actually really hard work.
Not at all.
Exactly. So I definitely, if you're going to start content creation, do it for fun, because if you're not enjoying it, then you're not going to, you know what I'm saying? Like
exactly. And I think that's kind of, at least from my experience, what I've heard and who I've talked to, that's kind of like how all content creators start. You just start by making it a hobby. And then if it happens to go somewhere, then you start learning the analytics of YouTube and how to grow. Yep. And that's what happened with me. Like I had the exact same thing. Like I started probably back in like 2000 and like not consistent, but like I started my first video was like 2014, 15. Like I was like literally in like 5th grade, 6th grade. So it's like now, like it took, and obviously I didn't start taking it like really serious until like a year or two ago, but like really a year ago, like November is when I started going crazy. And like I just grinded like from like last November to like really probably until September, until I started, like I said, until recently I started like taking it back a little bit. But that's where I gained like over 1,000 subscribers in that year. And it doesn't sound like a lot to some people, but like
no, for sure. Like I remember when I was smaller, when you gain that much, like it's a lot. Yeah.
I was just trying to gain like 100 per month. And then like when it would start get like at one point, I remember, so I had like 800 subscribers in, I think it was like May or like May. And then I was like, all right, I want to hit 1,000 by like July. I want to go into the summer with 1,000. And in the last week of May, I gained like 95 subs, just like just like that out of nowhere. And then I hit 1,000 like the next week. And it was like, I wanted to hit it by July, and I didn't like I was going to hit it because of the way that was trending. I was getting like 80 something subscribers a month. So I was like, all right, it's not, I might have to go until like August, September. But then now, like all of a sudden, like June 7th, I think it was June 7th was the day that I hit 1,000. It was like, bang, like it's crazy how if you just grind and you just like keep uploading and like keep working, like eventually if you're putting out good stuff, people will find you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I still remember I remember the day I hit a million. I mean 1,000. I remember the day I hit 1,000 subs. It was like really good feeling.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. So that's some good advice to everyone listening wanting to start content. And if you are starting content, I want you to right now, if you're watching on YouTube, leave in the comments where you're at with your YouTube. If you know what subscribers, how many subscribers you have, how many views you get, how long have you been doing it, and I'll definitely comment back to all you guys, talking to you guys about if any questions or advice I can give, because I'm not huge on YouTube yet, but I still know what to. I understand it. I understand YouTube and how it works and all that stuff because I've been going at it for years. So, you know, that's a big thing. So, all right, let's talk about some like kind of, I guess you could say like cliche type questions, but like just kind of interesting things that I have. So, let's see. So, if you could pick one thing outside of your work that gives you like the most stress, or something that you stress about the most outside of like YouTube and like content creation, what would it be? It's kind of a weird question, but.
Stress. I'm trying to think of what really stresses me. It's mainly like it is just making sure that I'm making content daily or like every other day.
Right.
I really don't have too much stress outside of it.
That's good.
Yeah, like I'm close with my family. Yeah, I mean, I can't complain. Like God's blessed me a lot, so I don't
100%.
I really don't stress about too much.
That's great.
That's making sure I'm staying on top of my shit. But other than that, yeah, I don't stress.
That's great to hear. And you're recently engaged, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Congratulations on that. That's amazing.
You.
That's really cool. That's amazing. I always love seeing people, taking like the next step in life type thing, like getting married. It's really exciting to see, because especially for me, like I've watched a bunch of you guys, like you, and even other people. Like I've watched you guys for years, and it's like I remember like being a younger kid watching these people, and then like boom, like they put out that tweet, I'm engaged, I'm getting married, I'm having a kid. It's like, whoa. It's like, it's
right.
It's crazy. It's like, what happened? Like 5 years ago, I was watching you just upload videos and playing 2K or whatever. And now it's like, wow, it's great. But that's amazing, man. Congratulations again.
Appreciate that. Thank you so much.
So let's see, do I have anything else? I don't even know how much. I think I pretty much hit on every topic I wanted to see. Talk about your biggest goal, or actually, well, that's the one thing. If you have like a goal aside from a million, because we talked about a million, do you have any other goals, whether for life or for YouTube?
A main goal, like a big goal for me within the next year or two is like right now I'm currently in a loft, like an apartment, and because I don't really know, like I know I want to live like near my family, but I haven't like found a house yet.
Yeah.
But within the next year or two, a big goal of mine is to find a house, own a house, live there.
Right.
And I guess another goal would be finding, which I'm doing right now. I'm getting into stocks. I'm trying to find new ways to make money.
Yeah.
So I'm getting into stocks right now. I'm learning about that. It's something else. It's something fun to learn about.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And real estate. That's definitely what I want to get in within the next like 2-3 years.
That's great. Yeah,
So,
for sure. I'm sure that's exciting. Like trying to find a house and like wanting to like move in. I'm sure
Yeah,
it's exciting.
exactly.
Exciting process. Speaking of just another little side topic, I just thought about from what you said. Have you gotten into any like trading cards, like sports cards, or like the Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon cards? That's a huge thing right now.
Yeah, I know. I've seen it go crazy. Growing up, I never was in like to cards or anything like that.
Yeah.
I guess it's like not much interest, but like I see lots of people like buying cards, pulling them, and then reselling them for like a lot of money and stuff like that. So I probably will like get into it. I might start doing it on a stream.
Yeah,
I would definitely do sports cards if I did anything, just because I never watched like Pokemon.
Yeah.
Any of that stuff growing up,
right?
But I would probably get into sports cards if I did anything.
It's going crazy right now. And what you said, like just to tell you a quick story, like my friend, we all when we were younger, like we all like some of us like watched like the Pokemon, like the Yu-Gi-Oh stuff like that. But like we definitely we haven't watched it like recently. But one of my friends got into like the the trading cards and stuff like that. So he went to one of the Targets and he bought like I think it was 20 packs of Pokemon cards. Like his first time ever like trying to invest in cards or whatever. Yeah. He pulls like 2 of like the Charizards, like the best ones. Like he spends $100 and he made like 4,000. It was just like it was literally like a couple of weeks ago. It was nuts. Like we were going crazy. So it's and you see people like even like as far as views go, you see people like Logan Paul, his streams with it, or other people like just all these cards. Like it's just completely taken the internet by storm. Yeah, that's crazy. I'm in the same boat as you. I haven't really gotten into it yet. I used to collect cards when I was younger, just as like a hobby, like not really like to like invest. Obviously, when I was younger.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe I'll get into it. But it's definitely an exciting trend.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that pretty much wraps it up. If there's nothing else that you want to talk about here, that's pretty much all I had on my notes. Just wanted to talk about YouTube. We talked about all that stuff, like how you came up and like how your process there. Talked about 2K. Talked about some advice and some life stuff, and that's pretty much it. It was a little under an hour here, but that's not going to force it if we don't have to. So,
gotcha.
So I appreciate you coming on. Like that means a lot to me. It meant a lot when I reached out and you DM'd and you responded pretty quickly too. It was like within the same day. You're like,
yeah, for sure. I'm always willing to help out, bro.
Yeah, no, I definitely appreciate that. It's a lot of fun. I want to start a podcast with people like, it's tough. Like when you're smaller, people aren't going to hop, you're not these big people that you want to talk to aren't always going to respond. But like seeing that you like responded right away, you were nice about it. We negotiated time, all that stuff. Like that meant a lot. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, for sure, man. Thanks for having me on. It was dope.
Yeah, 100%, man. So guys, of course, I'm gonna leave Cole's links all down in the description. His Twitter, his YouTube, all that good stuff. Make sure you guys go subscribe and follow him on those platforms. That being said, you guys can expect another episode of the podcast. I'm gonna post it every Friday, I believe. So you guys will probably see this in 2 weeks because I think it's gonna be episode 2 by the time it gets out. But expect the videos every Friday, and I'm also probably gonna post it on Apple Podcasts. So make sure you guys are listening. Stay up to date. Go follow Cole, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Dope.
You should take it slow.